Hello, 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 hello. Guess what? You're tuned in to Sip Sip with Kathleen, and I'm your host, Kathleen with the KP Martin. So excited that you're taking time out of your busy hump day, jump day to tune in to see what we got going on. We're so excited. This is an interview that was supposed to happen last week on Wellness Week, but you know what? We're going to jump right on in as soon as we pay the bills. If you're in Atlanta, Georgia, and you got documents that need to be signed, you got courier service that need to be taken care of, or you just need something done and you can't get somebody professional to answer your phone, guess what? You can reach out to MJM1, Enterprise, One Family, One Unit. We've been in business since 1999, and we pride ourselves in quality, professional service and being punctual, making sure that we provide the best service for you. Mobile notary, we get it done. You call us and we got you. So the number is 404-618-9473. And I'm the owner, Kathleen with a K. So you can tell me that I sent you. Anyway, we're going to jump right on in since we're running a little late. Technical difficulties, but guess what? We made it happen. So I'm so excited to have this amazing lady on the show tonight. Again, like I said, last week we were supposed to have her on here, but we had to reschedule her to next week. But we put her in here on a hump day. So she's gonna just share a lot of amazing things with us, and we're just gonna be excited about it. And we're gonna jump right in. So guess what? This is the perfect storm. Miss Karen, how are you feeling tonight?
I am great. I'm great. I'm great. Hello, beautiful people.
Yes,
Um, I'm
yes.
excited. Finally got here.
Exactly, exact. Hey, you come when you're supposed to, so it works right on out.
Right,
And plus,
exactly.
let's give it up, Miss Karen. Let's tell her happy birthday because last week was her birthday.
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank
Did
you.
did you have a great birthday?
I did. I did. I spent my birthday eating.
Oh, what did you eat? Because you didn't share nothing. Let me see
Oh,
on this.
seafood. It was seafood. It
Ooh,
was shrimp, um,
yes.
lobster tails,
Oh, you
crab
was doing.
legs.
Oh yeah, you did it big.
Um, yeah.
You did it big. I
Yep.
love
I got
seafood. I love seafood.
flowers, candies from my students, gift cards. It
Oh.
was really good. It was
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
good. Showing that love to you. That felt good, huh?
Yes,
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 yes.
yes, yes. So what
Yep.
we wanna what we want to share with everybody, like I said, last week was wellness week. So being that we're into another weekend after your birthday, what does going back in the day when we were little, we used to be excited about birthdays. It was like about the cakes and the surprises and everything. But when we get older, it changes up. And with all the things that done went on in the world as far as the pandemic and just we have to rerouting a part of our lives. What does a birthday, or better yet, what did your birthday mean for you this year? Besides just being, alive, like what did it really symbolize for you?
Um, I'm getting younger.
Yes.
I
Yes.
never I never like really went all out for my birthday, but as
Okay.
I got older, my brother is one, he celebrates his birthday the whole month,
Yeah, I'm like that too. I'm a
right?
December
And
baby. Yeah.
I ain't doing all that. And
Yeah.
so I try to at least that week,
Right, right.
I'm celebrating my birthday and I'm letting everybody know it's about me.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
about me and I ain't taking no prisoners. So
You
I
better
try
know it.
to I try to get into celebrating a little more, celebrating
Good.
me, celebrating the humps that I've gotten over,
Yes. Yes.
celebrating with the ones around me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Um,
okay. So we know that you have so many different hats that you wear. So we just gonna dive into whatever one you want to talk about first. The perfect storm. What makes Miss Karen the perfect storm?
the
If we
perfect
start,
storm.
start at the best part, because we want to be
Okay,
really listening and taking
the,
notes.
the the storm wasn't so perfect at one time. Um, in less than a year, I lost my son who was 4 years old, and I went through a divorce.
Wow. Wow.
And it wasn't easy because I still had a teenage daughter to think about, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And it got to the point where I was on cruise control or more like robotic.
Right.
Um, so it was hard. Like in my family, it's a history of nervous breakdowns.
Okay.
So I did not get to mourn in peace. I didn't get to mourn for years because I had too many people like, oh, is she gonna have a nervous breakdown?
So they
Instead of
was
letting
ready for
me,
you to. They were ready
yeah,
for that to
like
happen.
fall apart.
Wow.
Instead of allowing me to mourn the way I needed to mourn. You
Yes.
know,
Right.
the good thing about it is I celebrated a divorce. I didn't mourn the divorce.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, now go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't mourn the divorce because the divorce
Okay.
it wasn't healthy, so it was needed.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
you know, the loss of a child, I don't care how much you prepare for it, you're never prepared.
Oh no,
You know,
absolutely not.
and and my son was a joy. For the 4 years that he was here, he left a mark because he,
Yes.
he he may look like his daddy, but he was his mama's child. You know, so that was the hardest part. Of trying to mourn it and nobody allowing me to mourn in peace.
That's
And I felt my world was crumbling. And I was functioning off of 3 hours of sleep a day.
out of 24 hours. That's a
Out of
lot.
24 hours, it was 3 hours of
That's a
sleep.
lot of rest. Miss. Wow.
Yeah. So if you see me, you really didn't know that I was falling apart, that my world had crashed.
So you was walking
And
around like things were. They knew what was going on, but it looked normal. Did it look normal to
yeah,
people?
yeah,
Okay.
but it was like I was a walking time bomb. The
Okay.
wrong person said the wrong thing, and I would light into them.
Right. Right.
And it took time, but I had to check myself because I was tearing into people that didn't deserve it.
Right. Right. Right.
You know,
Right, but
um,
it was because of what had happened. So it wasn't
yeah,
intentional, and yeah. Well, let me ask
but
you this. Let me ask you this,
mhm,
Ms. Karen, if we can be a little bit more transparent, because I'm going to share something with you that
okay.
we'll connect with in a second when you say this. Was your son sick and he passed, or it was all of a sudden?
No, he was born with a muscle disease.
Okay, okay,
He was
okay.
born with a muscle disease, and they didn't expect him to live as long as he did.
And he surpassed all that.
And he surpassed all of that. Um, Went to school. He couldn't walk. He couldn't sit up by himself because he had low muscle tone.
Gotcha.
Um, but he could say words, and he could do it where you understood. You didn't have to like try to figure out what is he trying to say. You
Right.
understood what he needed or what he wanted. And when he didn't bother with you, he flag you off and ignore
Like,
you.
like going on out of my face.
Yeah, he'll flag you off and ignore you and everything. So
Wow.
um I think more so like I knew he was gonna pass, but it was the way it was done,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know. And I'll explain that. My son was ventilator dependent and he had a G tube.
You say he had a G tube and he was on a ventilator?
He was on a ventilator.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Um his father used to play a lot of what's those the games on the computers.
Talking about the thing what everybody put that whatever you
Uh
call that.
There's different games on the computer. He was like
Yeah, yeah.
so obsessed with the computer, and I would tell him, you know, don't be so, when you're at home with him, don't be so engrossed in the computer that his machine could malfunction or he could stop breathing and you
And
don't
you
know.
don't know. Right.
And I came home. I had took my daughter to the hairdresser, dropped her off, came home, and he was all on the computer, and I asked him, when's the last time you checked on him? Oh, I just checked on Jazz and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. And I was going past his room, but something stopped me. And when I turned on the light, that was it. My son was basically gone.
He was already gone.
Yeah, he was gone. So
Which means the machine most likely went off while he was playing
the
his game
machine
with
didn't
pictures.
like
Because they beat.
he, it wasn't beeping, but it wasn't alarming when it should have.
Right.
But it was like he hadn't taken his last breath officially, but he was almost there.
Were you able to give him CPR or you
I did everything, and because he was ventilator dependent, when the police came, like they wasn't trained for that, but I was, and by the time they got him to the hospital, they pronounced him dead. So like I said, the way everything went down, it hit hard.
yeah.
It hit hard, and I think angry is calling it Mali. In the West Indies, we use the term vex,
Right. Right.
and it was like to the highest.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
um, it was like after that, I really had nothing else for his father.
Right.
And I was in the process of leaving anyway.
So that added to it.
That
That added a
that
lot to it.
that took it over. That took it over because I was already done with the marriage. So, you know, when I was in the process of looking for an apartment for me and my kids,
Right.
and then that happened, and I ain't have nothing else for him. I'm too cute for jail.
I know, right?
So
I know.
it was for his safety that I left.
Right. 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 So you filed and you was out.
I no, because I packed up me and my daughter, and I left. Um, I moved from New York to Georgia, and for almost a year, he fought me on this divorce.
He didn't want to. He didn't want the
He
divorce.
didn't want the divorce, but he didn't know how to express that. But I had nothing for him,
Right. Right. Your
and
heart was already gone, trying to
I'm
figure everything out, huh?
yeah, I was never one to stay where I'm not wanted
Right.
or where I'm not comfortable.
Right. Right.
And so it was time to go. It was time to go for everybody's sanity and safety. It was time to go.
Yeah. 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 Hey,
Yeah.
I definitely understand the place that you're in. My situation is a little bit like yours, but not like that. I lost a
Okay.
child, but my child died of SIDS.
Mm.
So when I asked you about and matter of fact, his birthday is next week. When I asked you about the doing the CPR, like that right there is when your mama senses kick in. Because
Yeah.
in your head, you thinking, I got to save my baby.
Hmm.
And for somebody to tell you that there's nothing else, it's like then you have to gather yourself. You have to try
Yeah.
to figure that out. But yeah, so that's why I say it's amazing how we came together because we connect on that. We
Hmm.
connect on that.
I
Yeah.
think what helped me a lot was my religion.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I think
Yeah.
that helped me a lot because I got a lot of support. I got a lot of support from family. I got a lot of support from friends.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't want to be bothered, so to
Right.
speak.
Right.
I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to lash out to
Right.
people,
Right. Right.
so I just, like I said, I went into robotic mode,
Right.
you
Right.
know, I did what I had to do. Life went on, but I was discombobulated. I was all over the place. Um, I was one to always doodle on paper, write stuff on paper. I would have post-its all over the place.
Hey,
I,
twin. Ooh, if
I
I
was,
panned around this room right now, oh wow.
woo,
Yeah, hey, twin.
yeah,
It's a
post-its.
peaceful thing, though. It's a
Huh?
peace.
It's
The sticky
yes,
note thing is a peaceful thing.
yes, yes, yes. But like I would have a note on one thing here, one thing here, one thing here, and I was like, okay, you got to get it together. You have to
Yeah.
be able to function,
Right. Right.
you know.
Right.
And that's where it came in for me to start writing stuff down.
Good.
And
Good.
then I went crazy with it because, like, to this day, I carry a notebook with me.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I carry a
Do you
notebook with
sleep in the
me.
bed with one too? Cause I used to be real bad about that. That's why I used to miss a lot of my sleep. Like I would have one in the bed and I would
Hmm.
actually go to sleep and I'll wake up and start writing. I've
Right.
gotten much better with that because my daughter would come and get the notebook and she'd be like, "You really like what are you doing? Like you're
Yeah.
not even going to sleep. You're trying to go to sleep at 4 and you got to get up at 4:30. Like you
Right.
missing all your sleep." So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. But it
Yeah.
is it's always
It's
always something
soothing.
about
It's
it.
soothing. And then
Mm.
because I had so much on my mind, I would write stuff down and put it in a box. Write stuff, write a different subject and put it in a box so that I know those two have nothing to do with each other.
I
It's
like that.
separated, and when you come back to it, you know where it goes. So, um, one of the things I found about myself is that I would go to school.
Yes.
That was how I functioned. I would go to school. So I went and got my MBA. Don't remember
Yes.
nothing I learned,
Yes.
but
Man, one in class got your hand up answering all the questions. You was you the teacher pet? Was you the teacher pet?
no,
You know you was.
no, far from it. Mm-mm. Far from it. But so I went to school, and I think I had 3 classes left, and my daughter was getting married,
Okay.
and I was upset with the wedding cake.
What?
I was disappointed with the wedding cake,
Okay.
and I was
Okay.
like, I could do that myself.
Okay.
Now, learning about decorations, I was always curious about.
Okay.
So I started taking some classes at Michael's. I was going to go to the school in Chicago to take some other classes, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Le Cordon Bleu.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and I started, and I had 3 more classes, and I was like, I don't even have interest in college no more. I'm going to Le Cordon Bleu. Then I was like, no, I have to break a habit because I had a bad habit of
Starting not finishing.
starting things and not finishing.
Right. Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna postpone going to Le Cordon Bleu. I'm gonna
Hmm.
knock out those 3 classes. And it was like I graduated December and started Le Cordon Bleu in January.
You better do it.
Okay, I went to become a pastry chef.
Okay. Explain to me because I never really knew what that was, but I know it
A
got something to do
pastry
that I'm
chef.
sure I enjoy, which is eating. So go ahead.
A pastry chef. There's a baker and there's a
Okay.
pastry chef.
Okay.
A baker is, I guess, a self-taught person. I don't know,
Oh.
or somebody that bakes at home.
Mm-hmm.
I do what you find in the restaurants, what you find. Um, hmm, I'm certified. I don't know.
Okay. But
I'm
you cook, but you
certified.
make things that I like to eat. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. So, um, I went to school and I fell in love with that.
Okay.
I fell in love with that. So
All
then
because you was mad about a cake. That's what steered that.
that
I mean,
that triggered it because like I said before that, I was curious about how the designs are done. But then
okay.
when I seen that cornball wedding cake,
Not the cornball.
cornball, I was like, I could have got a box cake and did that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then I never liked box cake. I always liked cakes from scratch.
Ooh. Woo!
And
Let's talk about it.
people, and let me explain, because there is homemade cake and cake from scratch. There's a difference.
See, I didn't even know. I'm ready for it. Go
There's a
ahead.
difference.
Do tell.
Homemade cake is Pillsbury and Duncan Hines.
Oh, okay.
It's a box cake. You could add your little extras to it and
Hmm.
make it your own. It's still a box cake. Cake from scratch is silk flour, cake flour, and you
Oh,
add in your eggs, you add in your seasonings, you add in your milk, you add in your baking soda or baking powder.
gotcha.
Okay, there's a difference.
Yeah, it is a difference.
There's a
It is.
difference,
Yeah, it
and
is.
people don't believe there's a difference, but there's a difference. But so I got into that, and I would be in class writing stuff down, writing stuff down, writing stuff down. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I gotta go get that clean. So while I'm taking notes, I'm still writing other stuff down.
Right.
Like somebody asked me, why do I write things down? Because it clears my mind so that there's room for something else.
Yep. I
Okay.
agree. I agree.
I'll say it again. It clears the mind, making room for something else.
Yes. Yes.
So I have I have so many notebooks. It's ridiculous. I have a lot of books with um, notes with savory recipes, sweet recipes, things that deal with my religion, things that deal with my life,
Hmm.
so that, and I did it so that I could keep myself organized, so that that time bomb don't explode.
And you've been doing it for how long?
Woo! My son died New Year's Eve 2004.
Okay. Quite a while.
So
You
no,
mastered
you know
that
what?
skill.
Let me correct that. I'm going back because I started writing things down when I was in junior high school.
Yes.
Because I remember I got in trouble because I used to write things down and practice my writing and didn't like the way, and I got in trouble by the teacher.
Oh, we are twins. Like, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
but
This don't look right. Are you a pencil? Are you a pen chick too? Do you like pens?
huh?
Do you like
Pen,
pens? Do you like a? Oh,
pen, pencil, crayon, marker, whatever's near me,
that's light.
whatever's near me. But I prefer a blue big pen.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
clear one with the hard plastic,
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
prefer that. And it has
Gotcha.
to be medium point.
Yeah, I like the 1.4,
Mm-hmm.
1.7. Yeah, that
Yep.
lets you know we really into it. Like, ooh, yeah, yeah. It gotta be
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then let
Yeah.
me ask you a question. This gonna be real quirky. I have a bad habit because my son draws and my daughter draws now as well. But I always used to buy everybody their own stuff because I don't want you writing in my stuff because I get
There
pissed.
you go.
But if you write on my paper just because you needed to use it and I see the lines on my paper,
It's
ooh,
gonna be
you
a
can't have it.
misunderstanding. I had a book, and I know my daughter's watching. I had brought a coloring book,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh yeah.
And my daughter took the coloring book and she was using it to color. So then when I was like, okay, I'm getting ready to go on a trip, where's my coloring book?
Yep.
Oh, I lent it to somebody else.
You turned up.
I couldn't understand that because it's like, how you letting my stuff out without even
Exactly.
asking me?
Exactly. Exactly. You should
So
know.
I broke down and I went and I brought and the funny thing is that particular book, that was the last one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was the last one. So I went before I went on my trip, I went to Walmart and I brought
Mhm.
3 books and I brought her a couple of books, like stay out of my stuff.
Yeah, like stay out of my. There you go. You got your own stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
stay out of my stuff.
I didn't know. I used to get the kids coloring books. I didn't know they had adult coloring books. And my daughter
Yes,
told me.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they got that. And then also something I do now, and it's hilarious because I've been giving my little paintings away. And they're like, yeah, yeah. I said, you gonna put this thing out? Yeah. They're like, yeah, yeah. I've been painting, Okay, I am not great at it yet, but when I tell you, it brings me a type of peace. I just put
Mm-hmm.
on my little jazz. I put on there's something on YouTube that I found that's really, really like really soothing. And I be in there just painting. My daughter had to let me know. She was like, "Mom, the reason why half of the time your stuff isn't dry because you're using too much paint." So now I know that. So I'm not
Mm.
great at it yet, but I'm just really just finding my different little things just to just relax and unwind. Life is real. Situations sometimes you can't fix certain things. Certain things is not your problem, not your situation. So you'd be like, you know what? Let me find the one thing that I can come from zero all the way to the bottom and just
Mm-hmm.
chill. Like
You
nobody
know,
can take that away from me. Nobody can question that. Nobody they can look at it and be like, oh yeah, yeah.
mm,
So, but
mine's is cooking. Whether I'm baking.
oh,
Um, I go. I had a rule.
okay.
I had a counter, and everybody understood.
Oh,
Don't come past that counter.
my phone always falls off the thing.
Mm,
Hold on. Okay. Can you see
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Okay, go
Mm.
ahead.
My rule was don't come on this side of the counter.
Okay.
And I had a bodyguard,
Who's the bodyguard?
my son-in-law.
So
He would
is he the
not.
one sitting there waiting on the food to be
Yeah.
done?
No, if they would aggravate, because he knew like when I got aggravated.
Okay.
Don't ask me a bunch of questions. Don't bug me when I'm cooking. Allow me
Let you
to
finish.
do what I do.
Okay.
So he would sit at the corner of the counter on the other side,
Oh dang. Okay.
and nobody could come past him.
That's a
You
good
know.
thing.
And then I don't when I'm cooking, I don't want nobody in the kitchen. I'm very territorial. I don't care
I
whose
don't
house
blame you
it
though.
is.
I don't
I,
blame
I
you.
don't I don't care whose house it is. I'm very territorial.
Oh, not you go to other people's house and tell them to stay at the kitchen.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it.
But they probably don't mind because
Yeah,
I know
some don't
me.
mind.
I don't like to cook. I'm not that ain't my thing. But I
Mm,
like when somebody's preparing food. I love to sit there and wait till it's done. Now if you
yeah.
need to clean up afterwards, I'll do that or whatever. But I
Mm,
like to just enjoy that. Cause I think to me, food is like, it's like loving on somebody. It ain't got
yep.
it, just
Mm,
I guess fellowship, I guess.
mm. My daughter Casey used to yell at me like, "You taking over my kitchen? This is my kitchen." Oh,
And you can
okay,
get like, yeah, yeah,
you
I
get
am
it
taking
back.
over right now.
Like you get it back. And then my favorite food taster is Leanne.
Ah, oh, I'm a teaser when I talk to her
Yeah,
later today.
that's my favorite food taste. I would call Leanne up and I'd be like, Leanne, I made this cake. Come taste this cake. Tell me how this cake is. Leanne, come
And
taste this
Leanne's
cake.
so animated. She probably, oh, this is so good. Oh,
Uh,
this is so
Leanne, honey, that's my spokesperson when it comes to selling my stuff.
yes.
Leanne,
And
Leanne will
she'll
do it.
help you sell your stuff. You don't
Yes,
need she's a hype man. She's a good
yes,
assistant.
yes,
She's a good
yes. Yep.
marketer, PR. She's good at
Mm-hmm.
all of that. So
Yeah.
when she believes in something that you got going on, she's team you all day.
Yes, she is. Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
Good
Between
heart,
her,
good person. Good.
between her and my daughter's funny because my daughter, the only cake my daughter likes is funfetti.
Oh, what?
A funfetti cake, the cake with the sprinkles.
Oh, I was like, ooh, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Box,
really?
box cake.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. But
I'm good on that. What else you got? What else you got?
the one cake she will eat is my red velvet cake and my sweet potato pound cake. She will eat those.
Sweet potato pound cake.
Sweet potato pound cake. Hmm.
Mm, mm, mm.
And like when I first started, I had a sweet jazzy cake.
Ooh, what is that?
It was a yellow cake with Bailey's frosting.
Oh, I
And
don't even know what Bailey's frosting is. That's something from up north. So where is it? Yeah.
no, it's something I put together.
Oh,
And
oh, oh, oh.
at the time, I would put chocolate. Well,
Ooh.
before I was, I would put chocolate vodka in it.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah.
sounds different. Oh
Hmm.
man, that is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. because I was
Are
trying
you
to find the
still are you
signature
still
cake.
cook, are you still baking your cakes and selling them? Are you still
Of
doing that now?
course. Yeah, I still do it. I had to take I took a break at one point,
Right.
um, because I think when I was finally mourning,
Yes.
I shut down on everything.
Got you.
And I took a break because I had to reevaluate and I had to
Yes.
find myself
Yeah.
and get a grip on myself. You
That's
know,
that's good you
um,
realize that.
yeah. And then it was just other things that was adding to it,
Mm-hmm.
that I had to deal with, but bacon wasn't it at that time.
And that's okay.
And but what it did allow me to do is get my creative juices flowing,
Mm-hmm.
because it was like, okay, when I stop at bacon, I want to do this, I want to make this, I want to do that. So it's like I have a box, and right now the stack is like this of notebooks
Wow, that's a lot.
of recipes.
These are
Um,
things that you've created yourself. These are the
yeah.
your recipe.
Hmm.
So I'm just gonna have to ask the obvious question. When is the book coming out? Because yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know if I
hello.
want to do a book. I don't know if I want to do a book because I don't know.
Okay.
You
If you
know,
want to put your stuff out there, is that what
yeah,
it is?
that's
I got you.
something sacred to me.
Got you. Got
So yeah, I'm not ready to share, because even people, even when they ask me like how you make this, I in pastry school I was taught you don't give out your recipes.
you. Right. 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 And I understand that. I
Hmm.
understand that. I understand that. Yeah.
So yeah, I thought about it, but I'm not I'm not ready to share it, because if everything goes right by the end of this year, I should have some sauces coming out.
Do that.
Yeah,
Do
because
that.
I am what you call a saucer.
Okay.
I like sauce
Okay.
on everything.
So being that you eat that seafood, I'm pretty sure you got one for seafood and everything else, and what, steak,
Not
chicken.
that, but I'm working on that.
Okay, okay.
I'm
Well,
working
you
on that.
definitely should do the sauces, because that's a big deal.
Yeah,
Um, my niece,
yeah.
she has some stuff out. Shout out to Danielle, in Savannah. She got some things out, and she got some spices out as well, and she does
Mm-hmm.
uh sweets also. But when you was talking about the sauces, she definitely does
Mm-hmm.
that. And I just
And
love to see. I just love to see when you can take your creativity and
mm-hmm.
put your love
I
in
have
it, and your name is on that shelf
yeah,
with names that we've known all our lives.
yeah. So I'm also I'm considering some seasonings, because a lot of my sauces and my seasonings I make from scratch.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh yeah.
so I'm working on that now.
Okay.
I'm in the midst of revamping my business.
Okay.
So I'm just
First
trying
quarter.
to find a name that I really like,
Okay.
and and
It'll come
and go
to
with
you.
that.
It'll
Yeah,
come to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but with me, everything is write it down. But
Write it
my brother
down,
used
make
to,
it plain.
yeah, yes. My brother used to say, write down your long-term goals, write down your short-term goals.
True. True.
And I started doing it.
Yep.
And I remember I made a list, and it took about 3 years
Okay.
for me to completely check that list off.
Wow, but at
And
least you did. That's a lot.
yeah,
That's a lot.
that was long term goals. And
Right.
once I got, once I put my books in order,
Mm-hmm.
um, and things started making sense, it was easier.
Right. Right.
It was easier. I more or less knew what I wanted and what I needed
Gotcha.
and what I don't want.
Gotcha.
I even brought myself to the point where certain things are non-negotiable.
You better say that.
Yeah, it's non-negotiable.
Right.
Um, may it be a relationship or whatever. It's certain things that I'm not going for. I don't have to go for, and
Like when you're not doing it. Yeah.
I'm not doing it,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And when you could go and talk and talk and talk and talk, but when I'm done, I'm done.
Done,
I've
son. Done.
I've never been a three strike person. With me, is no, you're not getting three strikes. That's too much
Okay.
energy.
Okay. Too much energy.
Too much energy. I value my time and my energy, and I
Yeah.
try
You
and I
can't get
respect
that back.
other people. Yeah, and I respect other people's time. I lost too much time.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
lost too much time, and I got to the point like, okay, that's it. It's no, it's non-negotiable. If you're not healthy for me, snip, snip, snip.
So you're starting to protect your
Mhm.
space and your mental
Yeah,
space. Just
I don't
making
have a.
sure that
The
everything's
one thing
good.
I don't have a problem with is cutting someone off,
Ooh.
and
Yes.
it's not being mean,
You just gotta do what's
but
best.
when you had enough and you know your worth, then it's like I'm not, and I'm telling my age. So when I turned 50, I don't know, something came over me. And people used to say, "Well, you didn't care. You never cared anyway." I really don't give a crap. I feel that I earned it,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
but I do consider feelings.
Yes.
I do
Yes.
consider feelings.
And
But
then
when
you
I'm
know
done
what's
with you,
crazy? You know what's crazy,
huh?
Miss Karen? For you to say that they said you didn't ever care anywhere. Well, then obviously you was taking advantage. You was enjoying that you felt like I didn't care.
Yeah,
That's how you enjoyed it. So that's how
yeah,
you
yeah.
like me like that. You
Hmm.
like me like that. That's what you
And
like.
I'm one. I too many times my kindness was taken for a weakness.
So I feel you on
You
that.
know, if I rock with you, I rock with you hard.
Right.
If I don't, I don't.
Gotcha.
And like I said, it's not being mean, but I've been through too much
Right.
to be stepped on.
I understand.
You know. So when I'm done, you don't have to poke me with a fork. I'm bad at hiding facial expressions.
Right. Right.
So
Not
when
just to
I'm
get all
done,
over your face.
my face will tell it.
Yep.
My face will tell a big story. And
Gotcha.
if you get on my nerves, my mouth will follow suit.
The total body.
My mouth will follow suit. Yeah, and I'll tell them all of this loveliness ain't got time for that.
Ain't got time. Ain't got
Ain't got time for, ain't doing that. Ain't doing all of that.
time.
Ain't doing all of that. And I'm like I'm the queen of ignore. I can ignore you real quick. I can ignore you real quick.
Hey,
But like,
that's
mm,
what works.
mm,
That's what works.
but
So
like I said, uh-huh.
so now in the place that you in today, right now, what do you have? You're rebranding your business. You're gonna be coming out with your sauces. You're gonna be coming out with your seasonings. Is it anything else that you're gonna be coming out that you would like for people to definitely tune into you so that they can, purchase or share your stuff because we want to support. We always like to support on the show. So is there anything that you want to make sure before we close out the interview for tonight that they would,
I'm
definitely be able to reach out to you for?
considering I'm considering doing being a personal chef.
That's awesome.
I'm going through it. Actually, I'm going through a training this week.
Yay,
So I'm
congratulations.
thank you. I'm trying to feel it out to see if that's what I really want to do.
Okay.
I'm nervous and leery about it.
Well, you'll know because
Yeah.
you'll know it's definitely a different setup, but it's
Mm,
worth it. But it's like you got all personalities in one space, and then you got to be
mhm.
able to juggle all that, and then create and do your thing. So you know,
Right.
just go what works for your mind and your heart. You
Yeah.
know.
But basically, I think my desserts, definitely
Yes.
my desserts.
Yes.
My desserts, because I'm one of those. I get bored with food easily. I get bored with
Yeah.
desserts easily. So I'm always thinking of new adventures with it
Okay.
to to,
Okay.
to take it to the next level.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
that's
you
it.
should
That's
definitely do that. We had
mm,
on our show yesterday. We had LaRon and Delisa, and he has a bakery. And I was telling him I was so it was so cool because the things that he make is something totally different. Like you'll normally see just stuff you normally the regular stuff you see, but like his
mm,
ideas was so great. I was like, man, that is really cool. And they're out of
mm,
Albany. But they're doing such a
okay.
great job and for their business. They have a lot of businesses, but yeah,
Mm,
but that's
and
one of. But I just like that, just being creative with a dessert, just not
yeah,
something that's just normal. So yeah,
yeah.
but I eat all of it though. I love sweets. I told somebody the other day. They was like, you want? I got a shot for you. I was like, I don't drink. I said, I drink water, but I don't drink. I said, but I love sweets. They was like, I got some fig Newtons. Fig Newtons are those sweet? Like what is wrong with you? I
It
like
depends
sweets.
on what you. Well, fig Newtons.
I don't want that. No.
Mm, figs.
Mm-mm.
That's a different story. But you could do a lot with figs.
Yeah, he was saying something. No, he's talking about fig news, a little thing in the. That's a cook.
Right.
I'm good, thank you.
Mm-mm,
Good and
mm-mm,
thank you.
mm-mm.
Mm-mm. I had a box of cookies
No.
earlier today. Didn't need it, but I did. Hello.
I had a girlfriend. She was a bartender,
Okay.
and I had created her favorite drink into a cake.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
The whole cake was like infused, like it's infused and it tastes like that.
it was what it was in it? Cranberries, pineapple, vodka. I
Ooh,
don't know. I don't
she
remember
loved it,
what else.
huh?
Yeah, she wouldn't even let me taste it.
Oh, she was like, "Thank you."
Yeah,
That's
she said she
different. I
took it
like
home
that.
and she didn't want to share it with no one.
She was like, "I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good." Wow.
So, but my I will always say to people, when you have thoughts, when you have a lot on your mind, write it down, organize it,
Yes.
organize it. I don't care if it's 1 page. I don't care if it's 50 pages. I don't care if it's your innermost thoughts. Cause if you ain't truthful with no one else, you'll be truthful with yourself.
Yourself. Yes.
I hope.
That's true. Well, yeah, should be.
Yeah, you'll be truthful with yourself. So write it down for your sake, for your sanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it together and organize it. It'll give you a leeway to so you know how to build that foundation.
Right.
Because once you have a foundation, you could always change it around.
Yes.
You could always change it around. You could always add, you could always take away. But that foundation is always there.
True. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
and
you
that's
know,
where it's at.
hey, well, we appreciate you. I know you had a long day earlier, and we
Ooh,
appreciate
yeah.
you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on the broadcast tonight, and just sharing your story. Very
Mm.
powerful. I wish you the best in everything that you're about to dive into. When you're ready for a new taste tester, Team
Okay.
Kathleen is here, and she is ready. Okay, yeah, I don't discriminate on desserts. So hey, whatever you need me to do, I am
Okay.
here
No
for you.
problem. I got you. I got you.
And so when she comes out with her new stuff and she lets me know, I will let y'all know. I will share it on my page because again, this platform is to encourage others to believe in the things that they want to accomplish by watching nonprofits, creative people, and entrepreneurs share their stories and promote their products. That's what this platform was
Mm.
created for, and that's what it does. So, again, I thank you all for tuning in. If you're interested in being on my show, definitely email me at ThruKatzEyezMedia. The information is running at the bottom of the screen. It's ThruKatzEyezMedia@gmail.com. I'm always looking for amazing guests. If you know somebody who's interested or you know somebody who would be a good fit for this show, definitely reach out to me and let me know, and I'll reach out to them. Also, I do motivation every morning. So if you're looking for a place where you want to just be inspired before you walk out of your house in the daytime, I do it anytime from 4:30 in the morning to 6:15 in the morning, giving you a message for the week, an affirmation for the day, and a sip seed to pour into your cup. This is what I do. I thank you all for tuning in, and do us one favor, share this video so somebody else can watch it and enjoy. And again, nothing's perfect. Yes, my phone fell off the little thing, but you know what? At the end of the day, uh, things happen to other people and they kept it moving. So don't be coming for me. No, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I'm just being myself, just being me. But anyway, I thank you for tuning in. Y'all share this, and we will see y'all the next time. Good night.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.